Hello and welcome to tonight's stream of the Dungeon Initiative. I hope you're all having a great Saturday evening. Everybody sound off in the chat. How we all doing?
Doing pretty good,
Pretty good. Hopefully a pretty good week. Nobody else caught any sort of migraine like I did.
No.
I had a really nice week. It was our 8-month anniversary, so we went mini golfing.
It's already been
Nice.
fucking 8 months.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? It only feels like 2 months ago you met this this girl. What
Nah.
the fuck?
I mean, it feels like 3 months ago that we all got together, but here we are. All right. Anything you guys want to bring up before we get started?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. On the prior session, the group experienced a fight against Vecna via the visions presented to Zoe by Vecna. Zoe, I still have a work in progress for an ability you've gained. You just gotta put it in paper or put it on the site, and then it'll probably be under your features and feats and stuff. I think Zoe's there. She's probably just sitting next to him.
Most likely.
I will relay that. I'm trying to set up the iPad currently.
You're good. Okay. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and open up to Lafaye out by the gazebo. Having just seen your own body on the ground, Jim and Omen seeming to gather a couple of kegbots together to lift your body up onto a carrier, and they start to kind of get ready to bring you back towards the ship.
She's gonna even though they can't really see her or hear her or anything, she's gonna try and maybe try and kind of tap them on the shoulder or anything to see if maybe that will help.
It doesn't seem like it draws their attention or gets their attention. Even Omen begins to seems to kind of hold his sigil, and he seems to be in prayer, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything, or it doesn't seem to be assisting him at this moment. You can make a perception check if you'd like. Go ahead.
Okay,
What were you saying?
let me oh no, I was gonna say she's gonna run right in front of them, and she's gonna be she's gonna say, no, I'm right here,
So you can hear them almost like they're talking through an endless tunnel, like their voice echoing down,
Okay.
And you hear Jim say, "You think we should go ahead and warn the others?" And Omen's just like, "I'm not sure, not just yet. Let's make a record, figure out if we can do anything now, and then we'll send for them." And then what did you get for your perception?
I got a 24.
So with a 24, you do see, the kegbots beginning to carry your body off. You notice that the spot where you were laying, there's a perfect imprint of your body where it was laying. It almost seems like it's black in the sand there. And looking around the surroundings, you do see off in the distance that the young girl from before, she's since moved into her home. The cat's still kind of watching in your direction or meandered off. So you only see about a quarter of them left there.
Um. She's gonna like look back to like the keg bots moving her and like Jim and Omen, and then she's going to go over to where that girl is along with the cats.
Okay. So as you start to head over, Jim and Omen, they have your body. They begin to move back towards the town, and assumedly towards where the ship is. Right.
Mhm.
As you approach the small hut, you notice that one of the windows like shuts really fast, and then you hear like a click from the other side. The remaining cats that are outside kind of disperse. A couple of them kind of like their fur standing on their backs just look at you and they hello. Shut up. Hey, you should DM. You're good at that.
Or it's like meow, echo, meow.
Cats are weird. Okay. But yeah, they do seem alarmed and kind of suspicious of you. It's unlike the first time you'd noticed them, where they were like wary of you and kind of watching, but now they're like kind of like hostile as they watch you approach the house. What do you do from there?
She'll look and she'll just be like, at least you can see me.
With like one last hiss, the rest of the cats disperse, and you're left in front of this empty little shack of a house. You notice that there's a lot of like little like bones and decorative type of material, like beads tied up into like chimes in front of the doors. The color of the house seems like she's just splattered what sort of paint she could find. So it's very like multicolored um, pattern and design.
Um, can she feel it? Like, can she feel the building, or is it still like kind of like her hands like going through?
I don't know. Are you gonna approach the building and try to go through?
Yeah.
All right. So as you do this, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Yeah. Or
No.
wait, hang on. It says my thing. I have to make a death save. I'm looking at my HP right now.
That's not a death save.
Just success it.
What's that?
No, I was saying that I'm looking at my HP because I remember fighting from last time, and it's like asking me to like do death saves and stuff in
Well,
case if I.
with your HP, don't worry about yours right now.
Okay.
Everybody else, you guys should have a full rest. So make sure to add up all your health points, etc. No,
All right.
nobody leveled up.
So what? Long rest then, kind of bullshit.
What
So I
was
get
up?
all my stuff back. Like long rest sort of bullshit. So I get all my stuff back.
Yeah.
Liddy.
All right. I just.
That's for your cooperation in last week's event.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I'm gonna come over there and give you a big kiss.
Okay, and then let's see. Were you trying to be sneaky when you went in? Like, were you like trying to like?
Not really.
Okay.
She just goes in.
Okay, so you see like some of the cats that might have been like hanging on the wall. They jump out as soon as you pass through, and quickly out of the right side of your peripheral, you see the girl like rush up, and she like starts going like this, running around you.
I,
And
I, excuse
it's like she's run around you in a circle and she's pouring something on the floor. And she stops and she looks at you and she's like, "There! I got you!" And you realize that it's just salt circling you right now. I didn't think it would actually work!
She's gonna try and step over the salt.
You are blocked inside by the power of the salt.
Oh no!
How could you roll a 4?
I don't know.
It wasn't a 1, right? You didn't get a 1, did you?
No,
She went too quiet for a second there.
it was like a. No, it wasn't. She's gonna like look at her. And say, "Wait, you can see me too."
I've been trying to take efforts against them, but they have tripled in numbers. Here, you hold them. Okay. I'm sorry. What did you say?
She's gonna look at the ground. She's gonna say, "Wait, you can see me too."
Yeah, I can see you. Did you just come out of the weird cave?
I did. Wait, how can you see me, but they can't?
I can let you in on a little secret, but you'll never believe me.
I don't know what secret's that.
She like goes over and grabs this like shabby looking chair. It looks like it's been sunken in a little bit. It was like at some point it was supposed to be like a lazy couch, like a small version of a lazy couch, but the cushions have all like receded quite significantly. So she's just piled a bunch of furs on top of it for like support. She drags this chair over to sit like a couple of feet away from you, and she's like, "You must have died in there, huh?"
I mean, I was stabbed very badly.
Well, that'll do it. Womp womp. She like reaches into her side and pulls out some snacks.
Did you just womp womp a dead person?
Yes, she did.
Oh my face. That's not that funny, but I fucking think it's hilarious.
I like how that pulled Hugh out of like muted.
Because what comes to my mind is the meme. Did you just womp womp a girl with this disability? You didn't
Oh my
reply to him at all. Oh, I got tears in my eyes.
You're gonna have to send me that later.
Oh.
I will.
But she kicks back, she busts out some snacks, and she starts throwing the snacks onto the floor, and cats come out of the dark to like cautiously grab them, but they're like looking up at you.
So she's gonna kind of like rub her head. So you're saying I'm just gonna stay like this forever? There's no way I can go back to my body?
I don't know. Usually, every time I see people go in there, they come out like you, or sometimes they're just living there, I guess.
Living.
I mean, you just came out of there. Maybe you gotta go back in.
She's gonna kind of like, I am not going back there.
Well,
I made some interesting encounters with someone who looks like me.
I don't think you're gonna get very far. What to do with you?
There isn't another way. Is there a spell?
I don't know. I don't really know magic.
There's gotta be. Oh, do you know anyone that knows magic? A sorcerer?
Actually, I know a few.
Do you think they could help?
Yeah.
She's gonna go, "Oh, thank you so much. It's just
Yeah, there's a large house about north of here, and there's a really really rich man in there. He has a big red pointy hat, and he does magic and experiments, and you know, he's also just full of shit. She just smiles at you.
What do you mean so shit?
Oh man. She like leans in. Is your name Gullible? Because if so, you're probably going to get stuck here for a very long time. A lot of the other people, when they stay too long, they just fade away. I tried helping this one guy, but I don't know. I'm too scared to go in those tunnels too. If you didn't catch on, she was being sarcastic. She don't know nobody.
She's kind of giving her like this, like, bro, kind of look, like just over it kind of look.
I only see dead people. I can't help you. I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid and it's a nightmare. Sorry. Uh, she's gonna kind of thing. Sorry. You always seen dead people? Like since you were born?
I mean, I can't remember that far back. But a little after Mom and
Or at
Dad
least.
went to sea to do their jobs, they said that they had to go serve some king or something. That was like
Oh,
this many years ago. She holds up 3 fingers.
what king do they?
What?
What king did they?
I don't know. Probably the rich one.
They're all rich.
She like gets down on the floor, looking at the line that she drew with the sand. She starts like to cup it and shift it. She's like, "Do you mind moving while I push this? I just need you to. Is that okay?"
She's gonna like kind of like just walk to like where she wants her, still just like upset.
Yeah, she moves it into a closet, and she's just like, "Okay, all right. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with you. So, do you mind staying in here?"
You're gonna close me in the closet, aren't you?
Yep. And she closes the door.
And she's gonna yell, "Get back here! Oh, you son of a!"
So like she hears.
The girl's turning into a cat. It's a werecat. So yeah, you're in this closet now, and it's pretty dark.
She's gonna say, "I don't want to go back to my body. I'm gonna." She's gonna like make kind of like this, like kind of like choking, like her hands kind of like making like a choking gesture.
Are you trying to like escape at all or anything?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's gonna try and escape. What like happens if she like touches the salt?
It's like it's an invisible force
Nothing.
field. It's keeping you in.
I mean, she has dark vision. Is there like anything in the closet, or is it just like completely empty?
I mean, there's a couple of things in there, like a broom, a mop, a bucket, and a couple of other things that seem to have been gathering dust for a long time. Because as far as you can gather, this girl does not take care of the house whatsoever. It's disleveled, it's dusty. There's cobwebs in the ceiling. There's like treats all over the floor for the cats. It smells like cat. Go ahead and make a. What are you trying? How are you trying to get out of here? What are you trying to do?
Just trying to like kind of like break out the force field if she can like kick the door or anything.
Make a Constitution check. Can't believe you got a 4.
I know. Well, it's because my constitution is a +1, but I have a 12.
Okay. So with the 12, you kind of like you're looking around at the circle of salt, and you notice that like kind of where she's been pushing it and moving it, there are a couple of breaks. So you start to kind of like focus yourself in that direction, and it's almost like you start to slip between the crack of this invisible wall, and then you find yourself pushing through the door and to the other side of it, where the girl has her back turned and she seems to be like working on something on the stove. She seems frustrated too, because whatever she's doing is not going the way she wants.
um.
That's how she talks to the cats.
uh,
Once I got drunk so much.
she's gonna
Deep conversation.
kind of like look over to see like what she's trying to make.
It looks like she's just making some sort of soup. But like there's just clumps of like vegetables like floating out of the top, and it seems to be boiling over a bit. Man, if only she just hadn't distracted me, this would be perfect.
Why don't you try adding ingredients or lowering the heat down?
As you do this, her and the cats all turn to your direction. How'd you get out of my trap? She goes
Have my
over
ways.
and picks up what looks like this metallic cross. No, these things never work. How about this one? Holds up a sigil of Palor. What about this one? And it's just some old, gnarled looking one that you can't even tell what it is. So are you just not evil or something? You should be wreathing in pain before me.
No, I'm not evil. I'm a good person who just happens to be in a cave and died, and now I'm this.
So you're
And
not
I'm
gonna.
trying to go back to my body.
So you're not gonna try to take my body, right?
No!
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Ugh, what is wrong with you children?
She puts down all her pendants. The only way you're gonna find out the truth is to go to the place you don't want to go. There's not much I can do for you, so there's no point in staying in my house.
There is one favor, if you don't mind. It's not much. I just see I came here with two very good people and they think I'm dead and I
But you are dead.
tried getting dead. Yeah. I tried getting their attention.
It's kind of what
Um,
happens when normal people are around. They don't really see you. But I do.
Yeah. Glad. I really should have done. I was thinking, and she kind of like melts down a bit. I was wondering if you could go and tell them that I am trapped. I'm trying to find my way back.
You'd really trust me or something like that?
You're the only one that could see me. I'm just really trying to get back.
I understand. Let me think about that.
Please.
Make a persuasion check.
"13. What is it with my rolls?"
She's just like, where are your friends at?
Well, from what I know, one of them's in jail. As Ed and Ona.
Doesn't sound like they're gonna help you very much from jail.
I know.
I didn't even think they had very many jails around here. Usually they just throw in somebody they don't like and then kill them the next day.
Oh, lovely.
Public executions here are disgusting. The lawless and the ruthless.
Yeah. I've seen some stuff.
So, if I help
my
you,
friend-
like, what exactly do I get?
Well, what do you want?
Well, I've always thought about leaving this place. That'd be pretty nice.
Where do you want to go? Like, is there any, I don't know, places you want to go visit or see?
I mean, I guess another island. What do you need to know that for? How about this? You get me a big enough boat with a good crew, I'll help you out.
I'll work with that.
You sure about that?
I mean, it'll be tough, but I can help you out.
Okay. I guess I can go in and... Where are your friends anyways?
They're going. Wait, oh gosh, I don't think they're going to back to the boat. I forgot, like the ship.
So they're out by the docks?
No. Like is that like out of character? Sorry, like out of game. Like, that's where they're. Okay.
Are you referring to Jim and Omen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're back near, like, parked where the docks are.
Okay. Yeah. So let's just say they're going back to the docks. I guess they'll be leaving pretty soon.
Is there a name or anything that I need?
Ask for Jim or Omen.
Jimmy or Omen. Got it. And she goes over to, like, the wall, like, where there's, like, a rack of stuff, and she grabs this, like, tricorn hat and pops it on her head. I'll be back before you know it. And she, like, kicks open her door. Let's go, crew, to the ship. And she, like, anime runs towards the boat. What? Shut up.
She's gonna. She's kind of gonna like go after, like go like follow her, so she can like help out, like if she wants to, like have her like tell them and.
Okay. as you start in that direction, you're kind of getting close to where the like the river is, right? And you see her like kind of like undoing the rope and getting ready to hop aboard as the cats start to board. Um, go ahead and make a perception check, or what is your natural perception actually? I'm gonna pull that up real quick.
It is. It's 12. The natural perception.
Okay, so like as you're getting close to her boat, you do notice that over by the gazebo, standing there, is the bloodstained.
Ooh.
Unwounded and whole, she stares you down, smiling.
What do you want?
She's pretty far away. You'd have to go over to her if you want to go talk to her.
Oh, my bad.
So it's up to you. Are
Yeah,
you going to
she's
continue
gonna-
to follow the girl, or are you going to go check that out?
She'll kind of like keep an eye on her, but still follow the girl.
Okay. She starts to push the boat away from the side of the river, and it starts to catch some speed. I assume you're like gonna like try to hop aboard with her.
Yeah, she's gonna like run and hop on.
Yeah, it doesn't take too much. When you do the hop, you instead kind of like float over and phase into the boat. And when she sees you, she's just like, "Oh, you're coming along." All the cats.
Does it take for me these cats to like me?
You're an undead person. Like, you give a bad vibe.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess you're gonna come with me, and I'm gonna go meet your friends. Yay!
I really appreciate this.
Sure, of course. That's what I'm here for. To help everyone that comes
Alright.
my way. So, as she continues down the river, back towards the town, looking back towards the gazebo, you see that the bloodstain is still watching you as you get further and further, and she slowly fades out. You have this ominous feeling kind of pass through you, but you're unsure what it is that you're feeling at the moment.
Gotcha. He's gonna look back at the girl. So, you said your parents went to go to the king 3 years ago? On that?
She is kind of looking at you, and she's just like, I don't know how much I want to talk to you about that stuff.
She's like, sorry, I just.
She
so
does.
young. I just figured.
So
Sorry.
I got this boat together myself. I got my crew of cats all together myself. I never really need anybody. So don't start feeling bad for me.
Right, sorry.
As she continues to sail the boat, you kind of hear her under her breath say, "Cringe." And we're gonna cut over to the capital. The large green dust cloud is slowly passing over and dissipating.
Why is the cloud green?
It's not literally green. I'm just saying it because it's funny.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, the session.
I know.
But the cloud continues to push off towards the east. At this point, you and the other member had basically finished, your cleaning duties.
Ugh. Shit.
I believe when we started all that, it was like kind of in the morning, and at this point, we're kind of moving towards like midday.
Yeah.
Trying to find all my own notes. Oh yeah, it was Kenneth Marsh was the name of the character.
Yep. The nerd.
At this point, you're both feeling very hungry.
How's my mouth feel?
Dry as fuck.
Yeah.
You guys have had water and stuff to kind of like get you by, but the more time you guys have spent trying to work, the more you guys realize that you kind of ended up just talking about nonsense and wasting time.
Mm,
So like the last hour was just you guys really cramming in the remainder of the work.
understandable.
Now being close to your lunch hour, you see that a lot of the other recruits are kind of moving into the castle. Um, Kenneth is like kind of walking with you, and he's just like, "You want to go get some lunch?"
Oh, what's for lunch?
I don't know. Probably some kind of
Ah.
meats, some kind of like roast beef, maybe some sausages. I don't know. Might just make myself a sandwich.
Yeah, I could eat.
So like you guys go into the main hall, and you don't see Godfrey or anyone else of that familiarity or status seating there. What you do see is again a bunch of the other soldiers kind of gathered around for the evening or for this afternoon, switching out shifts. Getting their gear and going back out onto the field. Um, you're seated at one of the tables to the left with Kenneth, and they've brought out a couple of different things for you guys to enjoy. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Dooby dooby dooba dooby dooby dooba. 9. I'm still semi-high.
Go ahead and roll again with advantage, or roll as if you have advantage.
Okay. 12.
So, aside from like the assortment of soldiers, you do notice that off by the eastern wall, kind of like overlooking the room, you do see that Ronald Hughes is there.
Yep.
And he's seems to be in conversation with a younger woman with brown hair tied at the back. She's kind of dressed in this brown, light brown dress, and he seems kind of heated, like he's frustrated talking to her, and she's like flailing her arms, like she's insisting on something, but you can't make out the conversation from here. There do seem to be a couple of other guards like sitting close to them, who look kind of uncomfortable, kind of looking over their shoulder at them as they're like discussing things. One of them is just kind of like just sipping his soup, just like like doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
Well, I guess I'm gonna try and maybe listen in, or read their lips if possible, if they're facing me.
At this point, like from what you rolled, it might be a little too far. Do you want to like try to shift closer, or maybe like kind of move toward that table?
I'll kind of do a walk by. Like, are they kind of close to like where the food is, or like where are they?
It's like you would have to go toward the front of the like most of the tables have an assortment of food, but if you're looking for something specific, um, on the very end of that specific table that they're standing next to, there is a large assortment of like meats.
Okay.
So it seems like they haven't really picked at that on that side of the table. They're more so interested in like, the greens and the fruits and such.
Okay, because I kind of want to just make it seem like I'm not there for them, but it's like
Okay. Go ahead and
kind of.
as you kind of get up and head over there, Kenneth leans in. He's like, "Hey, can you get me more of this broccoli? It's so good."
Yeah, I can get you some more broccoli.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
And
no
you
problem.
you overhear him like talking to another guy. That's my best friend.
Hmm. Great.
Go ahead
Nice.
and make a perception check again with advantage.
7 and a 14.
So you can hear the like the conversation, not super clear again, like loud room and such, right? The girl seems to be like trying to persuade him into like coming to see her, and he is just retorting back, that was just a one-time thing. We're not gonna keep meeting like that. I don't like you. I don't like you, and I don't like. And as he's about to say this, one of the other soldiers kind of like bumps into you, like reaching over to grab something, and he like looks down at you, and he's just like, "Excuse me,
Uh, you're excused.
did you want to say something?"
No.
That's what I thought. New recruits, little baby. Like he goes off. Again, the people like sitting close to Robert or Ronald. Some of them have gotten up to leave. One of the guys, the guy who was like sipping his soup, just lifts his bowl up and he's just kind of like, again trying to keep to himself. Ronald like dismisses the woman and he like turns his attention towards you. And the last you see of her, she's like looking at him like with a side eye, just like the rolls them and just turns away and heads out of the hall.
Okay.
Ronald, as he approaches you, he says, "I'm sure you got everything figured out.
For the most part.
How about we do something a little more interesting?
Such as.
Let's go patrol the walls today."
See why not? That sounds like a little bit of fun.
I figure it might just be interesting. I don't know about fun.
I don't know. I can't really say no to you, boss. So.
At least you're learning quick.
Yep.
Finish up your lunch and we'll meet.
Alrighty.
So, we're going to assume that you have your lunch, right?
Yep.
A little time passes and you start to head out in the field. He basically directed you towards the southern gates of the castle.
Yep.
To meet him in that area. As you're heading out, going down the steps, you can see him standing out there, maybe addressing a couple other soldiers on the opposite side of the fence. You notice that, like near the halls where the guest areas are,
Yep.
that same woman is standing there, and she's talking to Jada and a couple other girls, and they also seem to kind of be like arguing over something.
I'm going to ignore this one because fuck that. Even though I probably shouldn't, because if I get caught, I'll be in trouble.
Let's see here.
It's all over, Sandman.
So, on the opposite side of them, you notice that Ella is kind of like coming down the hall.
Yep.
She looks up and she sees you, and she like kind of gives you a short smile and a wave.
I kind of give her a little half smile and a nod.
She like blushes and immediately like the smile fades as Jada calls out, "Ella, I need you. Come on."
Oh
Ella
no.
like bows her head and like shuffles after, and as she like passes you, she's just like, "Good luck with the walls."
Thanks. Good luck with that.
And as they kind of take off down the guest halls, you're approaching Ronald, and he kind of like waves you over, and he says, "I'm not promising anything exciting. Hopefully, nothing exciting happens today, at least when it pertains to the safety of our castle."
Well, one can only hope for safety at all times.
You're looking at about a 3-hour shift today. You got a couple of teams on every corner, and he's like walking with you down the side of the fence.
Yep.
You have a couple of people working the grounds here with you. You got Smith right here in the center, and he points off, and he's like basically like addressing you to all the soldiers stationed across the grounds.
Yep.
Every once in a while, we get someone who's a little enthusiastic. We'll get through those bars and try to make their way into the castle for one reason or another. The only time the public is allowed to be on the grounds is when there's some sort of public addressing, and the rest of the militia is here. Or if there is some sort of like community event where we invite people in. Very often, about a month or so from now, we'll have another event where the doors of the hall will be open, and we'll usher in people who are in need to make sure that they have a good meal. At least the Stormbane family has run something like this for a while.
That's nice.
It allows them a chance to connect with the people. And then we have these guys over here, and as you guys are making your way towards the western side of the castle gates, you see that there's like a large mob of people who are like in protest. Some of the signs reading "Stop Stormbane," "Bring Bloodscream back," just an assortment of like insults toward the Stormbane family and their current rule over the people. As you can see, this is where we have a lot more people, a lot more of our guards in place. Most of the break-ins lately happen here.
Noted. I will, I'll keep an eye on that. Make sure nothing bad happens over here.
It goes without saying. Just keep your eyes open for anything, not just with the people at the gates. Most of the common folk are understandably unsettled with the things happening in the world and the state of things. Our king is doing his best, but
there's only so much they can do.
Only so much they can do. Also, aside from the people out beyond the walls, keep an eye on the people within them. Report anything within our ranks that might be suspicious. If it unsettles you, it unsettles me.
Sounds good to me, boss. If anything goes wrong, I'll let you know.
I don't know exactly how long they plan to keep you around here. It almost sounds like they're trying to make you a permanent member.
I hope not.
Let's just say this is probably the best deal you're gonna get.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But let's hope I don't have to stay here all the time. I would like to get back with the people I know.
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen battle outside of the walls or had to guard anywhere else but here. So I'd suggest maybe getting comfortable and calling this home in the meantime.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
You have any questions for me?
Nope.
Do the rounds, 3 hours. I'll come back to check on you every hour. Make sure you're good. If there's anything that you need, just talk to one of the officers on the posts.
Alright. I'll let you know. Or them know, I guess.
So he kind of like goes off towards the castle. The people chanting outside of the walls, just kind of become like this echo in your head, You do see like on every corner that, again, like he showed you, there's like a small tower that kind of runs along the fencing.
Yep.
There are a couple of guards at each one of them. Doesn't seem to be anything going on at the moment, at least in this area. What would you like to do?
I guess I'll just kind of lurk for the most part, I guess, and just keep an eye on the crowds and stuff like that.
Okay. So let's just say you're on the eastern wall right now. Not too much
Yeah.
activity. You shift down towards the south end. This is where like the like the main hall entrance is that kind of leads in and out of the castle main entrance, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and make a perception check here.
Is there someone? 8. Man, tonight's rolls are not good for anybody. Jesus.
You don't seem to notice anything of interest here. For the most part, pretty clear, except for the guards and such. Keeping an eye on things. Shifting over to the eastern side. Or wait, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and make another perception check here.
6. Fuck, dude, tonight's just bad.
You do notice that like on the left, the left station, some of the guards seem to kind of be like talking through the bars.
Yep.
So a couple of like people that are standing there, they seem to kind of like be telling some jokes and such. But for the most part, seem to be acting professionally, looking over the crowd, checking the gates. Not like stuck in one corner. Every once in a while, like they'll kind of shift away and come back. Up to you what you want to do with that.
At the moment, probably nothing. Just kind of, again, keeping my eye on things. Like anything that's like blatantly out of the ordinary.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you shift up toward the northern end, this is where like the large garden is with the outhouses that you were working on before, right?
Yeah.
You see the gardeners all out there, maintaining and doing their jobs. A couple of the soldiers walking around. One of them kind of like sees you and they like bow their head. And go ahead and make your perception check here.
Come on, baby, give me something good. Fuck. 7.
So, for this shift, you do not see anything out of the unusual or experience anything that would impede on the daily duties of you or the guards. No, the cloud has moved on. Yeah, that's all I got for now.
Okay. If Ricky had more, it's just my rolls weren't good, so you're like, shit, now I gotta wait.
There's a few.
Yep, figured. Those will be our mystery muscatools for later.
Let's see. Every time you move your hand, I swear you're trying to get my attention. It looks like you're doing this. Yeah.
The John Cena, you can't see me.
He's going like this with a stick, like the back scratcher, and it keeps looking from peripheral like he's going like that, like trying to get my attention. It's all good.
Maybe he is trying to get your attention.
Yeah, it confirms he's not. I see you.
What if he's gaslighting you?
Oh, then that's on him.
Can you imagine a sword where like the hilt is a hand? And when you go to grab the hand, it grabs onto your hand, and that's how you hold the sword.
It's a hand on the hilt, and it grabs your hand when you grab it. That's disturbing.
It would be, yeah.
Like, it's worse if it's sentient.
Oh god, what if that's what the hand connects itself to?
Hold on. Are we talking about a cursed object?
Yeah, he was like, imagine a sword where the hilt or the handle, I mean,
The hilt.
is like a hand. So when you grab it, it like grabs your hand back, and that's the only way you can use it.
Is he referring to an anime right now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He doesn't think it's an anime.
Watch Jujutsu Kaisen, because there's a person with a sword just like that.
I wish we were playing D&D at a time when nothing's been invented yet, so we can feel like super original.
We would have to be at
You say that. until
I mean,
get burned at the stake for
I like her
It's
campaign.
the devil! It's the devil! Burn him at the stake!
Rest in peace, Satanic Panic, West Coast.
So Finn, when we left off, I think you had just gotten the mansion, right?
Yes.
I have not drawn out the full mansion yet, so I don't have that ready.
You're fine.
Worst DM ever. Where are you currently? Are you going to be at the mansion? What are you doing? What's happening currently?
Well, this is like the next day, right?
It's still same day. It's like midday now. And
I
I'd say
think
like a
after
couple hours have passed.
I think after having looked at the interior, I was just gonna like walk around the grounds.
Okay. So, as you're kind of like making your rounds, people, putting things back together, there's a couple of guys outside. We're pointing at the big hole in the wall where you had asked to see if there like a deck could be created, right?
Yeah.
They're out there just, talking about it and envisioning it. And you start to get like this musky smell. Very heavy in the air. And you can hear like a couple of the guards nearby. Someone's smoking. What is that?
He smells himself first.
I mean, you smell like Fenrir.
I know. It's just like
whatever that is today.
Is that where the scent came from, or is it
Definitely not. It's I don't know if Fenrir is familiar with this scent, but the air becomes very foggy, and you start to feel. Go ahead and roll a.
Hungry?
Huh?
Hungry?
Not immediately hungry. You start to feel a little buzzed. Starts eating villagers. It's an untold thing about Beast Kings. They can't be on any sort of narcotics or anything.
Right.
They just go insane.
Just get really hungry.
Yeah. Oh,
Get
yeah.
horny.
It starts to kind of roll through you, and you feel it kicking in. The colors around you become real glossy and sparkly. You see the guys that were working on the mansion. They see you, and they're just like, "We could just do it tomorrow."
Jesus Christ.
Where are you going from here?
Considering he's never felt this way, or like not even familiar with this feeling at all, I think he's just gonna go inside and lay down.
Make a Constitution save.
Oh God. 19.
Okay. So you start to kind of like take your steps back towards the doors of the back of the house, right?
Yeah.
And you feel like you're kind of like doing one of these and taking long strides. And you also feel like your body is doing this, like swaying side to side. But you are telling yourself in your mind that like, I'm walking straight, I'm fine. This is weird. What is this, You get to the inside of the house. From this layout, the kitchens is off to your left. The hallway in front of you leading to the foyer of the mansion. Off to the right, there's a broom closet. You see like one of the butlers in the foyer. It's a lovely day out, and he opens the windows, and it just lets in a cloud into the house. Like
Broom closet.
So you smoke cloud. Wait, what?
Broom closet.
Oh, you just go into the closet?
He's gonna find himself hanging on the door like Hugh always does.
Oh my god. Shut up! All right, no, really, what you doing?
No, broom closet.
All right, you go into the closet.
Like yeah.
All right, you go into the closet,
Just
and
gonna sit down.
while you're in there, it starts to feel like the room is like pressurized. Your ears kind of feel funny, like you start to hear everything inside of the house. Your perception is insane.
Is it like triple the amount it is right now?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's a 69.
Go ahead and like just make a perception check, just because I'm trying to have you pinpoint on something specific. Otherwise, I'll go from there.
23.
So, you start to hear the chefs in the kitchen, and they're all like kind of having a good laugh, and they're just like, and then I said, "You make the soup." And they're all just laughing and having a good time. You hear like there's another room nearby that somebody seems to be cleaning in there, and they're just like, you hear another voice in the room. You already cleaned that spot. No, it has to be cleaner. I guess it should. There, I can almost see my face in it. God, I love you. No, I love you. And then you hear like make out noises.
Oh my god.
But your attention like is drawn to like this scurrying and scratching noise that seems to be coming from inside of the walls of the house. And the scurrying and scratching stops, and then you hear like Can you like speak to animals? Can you understand animals or anything?
I assume that comes with the lycanthropy. I know the beast soul part. I can kind of make out gestures or things that animals can do. Because barbarian, and I think that's actually a base thing for them now. Trying to find it.
Also, Kita and Fen, while you guys were playing 76, have you ever run into an NPC that's being chased by a chicken?
No, but I've been ran into the insult bot, and he roasted me on what I was wearing. So
Yeah, I think
I'm upset.
everybody's seen that one at some point.
He's like, "You're seriously wearing that?" Okay.
Yeah, me and
I
Ash
was like,
played for a
"Shit,
bit.
why you do that to me, homie?"
Yeah, me and Ash played for a bit last night. We hear this dude like yelling. He's like, "Help! Help! Get it away from me!" And there's just a skinny ass chicken just chasing him.
I think I've run into that once.
It's so funny. I never thought I'd see that.
I was upset. I got my fate ran by a robot that wasn't even talking to me.
Can I, under the fact that I have like shifter, observant, and animal handling, if I were to shift, not like go full like beast mode, but just like shift into his kind of halfway there form, would you think I'd be able to understand it?
Yeah, do you normally spend anything to do that?
Yeah, it'd be a charge.
Yeah, go ahead and just spend a charge for it. As you kind of like shift and improve your senses, you can kind of make out that they're you can't tell what kind of animal it is, right? But you can hear them saying, "We've gone too far south. At this point, we'll never make it home." And then another one chimes in and says, "We've survived worse things." And the other one continues, "Yes, but a dragon? We almost died. Lost half our numbers here. We can't take over this town anymore." And the other one's just like, "I understand this, but what else do we do?" And there's like arguing about going back home versus staying here and moving their tribe of people.
Are they like in the wall right next to me?
They're somewhere in the house, so you don't know exactly where. I would say like you're assuming like from the directional that it's coming from, it's like somewhere above you, like on the second floor.
I'm gonna go to it.
Okay.
They're in the walls. They're in the
So
goddamn wall.
so you're starting to kind of go up, and go ahead and make an investigation check. Do it with advantage too.
It's not just like breaking walls and
19.
So you make it to the top of the stairs, and you're following down the left hall. There's like one door to the right, just past like the main room where you would stay technically.
Yeah.
You go towards the first door, and then you reach the second door. You see that there's like a bathroom across from it, and it's kind of in that corner where the window is looking out at the end of the hall, that you're kind of pinpointing the sound of them talking to each other, and kind of like, you know, figuring out that it's somewhere in the walls along the left side. In fact, you hear as there's some like scurrying inside of the walls, and then it follows up with a shh, someone's approaching, everyone quiet.
Do I know like which wall?
You start to kind of look like zone in on the left wall, or on the wall to the right of the door of the bathroom. You think that they're somewhere in that area.
I'm gonna go to the right wall and kind of like kneel down to like the lower part of the wall. I'm gonna reach my hand through the wall.
Or you're just gonna bust through it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a grapple attempt here.
$27.
Yeah. Just because you said it.
I'm sorry.
You and Lafaye are gonna like freak out. So, what do you think it is?
I assume like a rat of some kind.
So, you bust your arm through. You hear like ah, and the scattering all across the wall, and you grab on, and you feel like the little scratches on your hand as this thing starts going ham, biting at you, right? And it starts shouting, "Just go on without me! Just go! It doesn't matter! I'm just a sacrifice! Take me!" And you hold up what is a squirrel, dressed in
squirrel?
ceremonial armor.
Oh,
It's them.
what the
It's
heck?
them.
Bring it down!
Fitter's kind of stares.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. It just starts biting your hand. Suffer my wrath. I'm gonna rage.
The fact that it muffled out all the noise there was great because all I
Oh no,
saw
I did it.
was-
I did it on purpose. It was like,
Oh, okay.
like what it feels versus what it's actually.
He just kind of watches it.
There, you're gonna suffer now and die of rabies! Something your people actually labeled. I didn't even know it had a name. Die now! Kill me!
Do you even see what I am?
You understand me?
I guess.
This has only ever happened once before. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you nothing! And he like drops his hands and he just like looks up in defiance.
Real fast.
Down the hall, you see one of your maids standing there like watching you. She's like holding a platter of like uncut cheese and meats It looks like it was supposed to be put on a like sliced up for a charcuterie. Instead, it's just it's not even wrapped. She's looking at you. She's just like, we were all feeling pretty hungry, and we thought maybe you'd be hungry.
He like looks at her. Oh, that would be actually really nice.
Everyone's eyes are just bloodshot.
She's just like, I'll put it in your room. Should I send someone to fix the wall?
Or at least clean that table.
Oh. He kind of looks at her. Actually, could you leave the platter here?
You notice the squirrel kind of open its eye, look off in her direction. She like slowly walks down the hall with the platter. Yes, of course, my lord. Sets it down, turns away, stops, and like comes back and grabs a piece of cheddar.
Thank you.
Goes back down the hall. You're welcome.
Fenrir kind of like looks at the squirrel again. Now, if I recall, as like some notes from earlier in the session, when we found that tree with the fairies, there was somebody had referenced another tree in the north with squirrels.
Yeah.
And I believe that was said out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Fender kind of like looking at the squirrel. Wait, question. Is your guys' home like a giant tree?
I'll never tell you.
Believe in the mountains?
I'll never say anything about anything.
Do you want some cheese?
Yes, please.
Did you say cheese?
But I'll still tell you nothing.
Oh, then I guess I can't give you cheese.
I can't. The fate of my people depends on secrecy.
Well, considering I'm the one who probably killed the dragon you guys were scared of, doesn't that make me kind of your guys' hero?
No. We would have figured out how to kill the dragon on our own.
Oh, and how long would that have taken?
As long as it takes. We killed a bear once.
And how many did you lose?
Yes.
Put me down and me and my people will leave. Peacefully.
Actually, there's no need for you leaving.
You are gonna hold me captive?
No, I kind of like animals.
You can hear like there's like some like scratches in the wall, and a couple of heads like peek around the corner to watch you guys, and the one in your hand starts going, "No, run, guys! You must leave. Tell the others. Bring the horde." And they're just kind of like staring, scared. Some of them even look at the food.
One second, please.
One world, one family. Trust your heart. Let fate decide.
And I have to give that to him now.
What'd you say to me, Zoe?
1 second. One second.
No.
Hey, Hugh.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I smelled the crimson cheese.
Both.
Referencing Ace Ventura when the nature calls.
Oh, okay. Let's go. You ready? Ready to begin.
Fender kind of like looking down at the squirrel. What exactly did you guys try to accomplish?
You see a young squirrel step out in their battle armor. It's a lot of like little pieces of leather and things like that, kind of strapped together, and leaves tucked in corners and places, right? And it seems like he's got like a little like a knife tucked into the front of his chest. And he steps out and he says, "Relinquish our chief, and we will leave in peace." And the chief starts like, "No! Don't give in! This is the new lord of the house. He must fall,
Why?
so that we may thrive."
Why can't we thrive together?
And then, like, from inside of the wall, you hear somebody say, "Because people are smelly."
I mean, you're not wrong.
And you kill each other, and just look what happened here.
I removed the problem so that would stop here.
Squirrel rule is the only way.
And
Yeah.
if I give you all cheese,
The young little warrior, he chimes in and says, "We will take this offering, and we will leave in peace. We've already lost too many numbers with the attack of the dragon. There's no need to falsify. We've fought. We
Well,
did our best against what we could, but we failed this mission. Maybe
I'm-
we're not
I'm-
meant to take an entire town."
I'm just saying, you don't have to leave if you're trying to look for another home. There are plenty of larger trees around Sweetwater. In fact, there's a forest line just on the outside of the city.
But the whole point is to stop all of you from living here.
But why?
Because the more people you bring here, the more people come to my home. Don't you understand?
This
We
is my
we have
home
to
now.
cut off the ship trade. And then eventually we'll go south and destroy the ship trade there too. He like rubs his little palms together.
Fender just like squeezes slightly.
The young warrior is like, "No, please. He's a foolish old man. He has guided us through many great battles in the past, but this is one that we cannot win. We have lost too many numbers. We do not have supplies. They will crush us. Please, sir." And he like gets down on his knees. Just a squirrel, just
Get that one
show mercy.
stuffing nuts.
Let us take our leave, and we will go back north to our old home.
I am merely saying that if you leave, you may come back. But on friendlier terms.
That sounds agreeable. No, it is not agreeable. He looks up at you. You can squeeze all you want. But I'll never say I died. A coward.
Don't you have a home in the north?
Yes,
So why do you need the house?
we don't need it. It is the beginning of the end of you and your people. What you have brought to your lands is slowly spreading to mine.
Hmm.
The
what is that?
warriors at my back. They are all here for the same purpose. To stop you all from taking
Wait.
over any more of our home.
So you mean there are humans in the north that have taken over your tree?
Unfortunately, the great tree has fallen. And a new place is standing there. A terrible place. Created by people like you.
I don't create things. I fight giant monsters.
Well, so do we. And if you were to just let me go right now, I'd show you how strong I am.
Fenrir kind of sets him down and then kind of like is in a squatting position, staring down at him. Oh, go ahead.
I can't.
Oh, why not?
I have to collect my strength again.
Oh,
Perhaps a piece of cheese will do.
you can have some of the cheese, as I was going to offer it in the first place.
He like hops down, grabs a chunk, and just stares at you while he eats it. Oh yeah, now you're gonna be in trouble. The the warrior swirls just shakes his head, closes his eyes, rubs his eyes. Just you have to understand. We all came here with a great purpose. Took us a long time to travel. We started losing numbers, and we realized maybe too late that we were following. He goes like this, kind of like calling you in to get closer.
He like leans down.
He's kind of a madman.
Fenrir kind of like nonchalantly points at the other squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about this? I don't know where she is right now, but I have a friend. You said you had issues trying to get here, and you're far from home.
Well, we can get back home. Well, close to where whatever's left of it. He's not lying when he said it. The reason we started to come down here is because there's more and more humans and other of your kin moving in. But the house that fell on top of our tree, our great, wonderful tree, something evil lurks within it. Something that's killing the rest of the land.
Wait. Fenrir kind of like puts his fingers on his head because he's still under the effects of the green cloud.
Yeah.
He kind of like puts his fingers on his head like there's horns.
What's that? What are you doing?
Guy with horns.
More like... have you ever seen a dire wolf?
Yeah.
So, when the house landed on top of our home, we all scattered and tried to save whoever we could. Some of us went into the house. Our tree, now kind of protruding from the middle of its grand floor. This ugly, ugly home. But we saw a creature, a beast inside. Shadowed, figured, peeling from the walls itself. Like it was coming alive. Covered in fur, snarling like a dire wolf. Diseased and rabid.
How big was it?
I mean, maybe twice the size of you. But it was big enough to scare all of us. And we tried running and finding a new place to live. We saw some campers at one point that seemed kind of nice. Next morning we woke up and we were squirrels on sticks. So we fled further north, or further south. And that's when we started to make our plans. We'd heard about this town here and how many foreign people travel through. So we made plans to come down here and... Well, it doesn't matter anymore, does it?
Two things. One, I'm interested in seeing this house and this giant dire wolf of yours. And two, whenever my friend returns, I can have her create a tree. Maybe not as grand as the one that you call home, but one here that it can become a sanctuary for you and your people.
He looks back at the other squirrels, and they're all kind of like, nodding their head, like, this is probably the best gig or offer they can get. The tribal chief finishes eating. Now I'm ready. You ready to die? Go ahead.
Fenrir looks at Fenrir looks at the young one. You don't want me to kill him.
No, please don't.
You want me to roll for initiative for this?
No. We can just go from there and just like cutscene. Imagine him like an old vet, he's just kind of past his prime.
Just gonna kind of like just straight flick him.
For some reason, I thought you were about to hint that the squirrels were the bandits the whole time that we were looking for.
No, but that's a good idea. No, it wouldn't work. That is funny though. he was saying, what if they were the fire cultists?
They were the bandits.
They were the bandits the whole time. they have adamantite armor and stuff. You can't crit a squirrel.
Actually, I think that's a thing.
That's
You
funny.
underestimate my power.
You underestimate my...
Fenrir kind of like sitting there looking at them. So, my only condition with you all staying here is information.
The young one kind of like looks you over and just says, "What do you mean?"
Well, a lot of the people here have been injured, hurt, or killed. So there's a lack of guards to protect this place, to protect where your future tree is going to be. All that I request is that if you have any scouts of any kind, or your fighters, to patrol the trees and the walls around, just keeping an eye on things and bringing information back to me of anything that's odd or out of place from what's already there.
He like considers this and looks over at the others and says, "Probably the best offer we've gotten in a while." And the chief chimes in, "No, you must not trust him. He'll just turn us into squirrel on sticks too."
Sorry, I need to eat something much larger than just squirrels.
You're a monster. A couple of the squirrels like kind of like come out of hiding You notice that like there's different size ones. There's some that are kind of fat, others that are very very furry. There's even like a mama that comes out with a little baby.
Imagine if that's the one you grabbed.
And the young warrior looks down at the chieftain, looks back at you, and says, "Your terms are agreeable. Should we have any other requests, would you be willing to hear them?"
As long as if you were to make a request of me, I can make a request of you.
Should we have anything in mind, we'll let you know. But to start, my wife and son are very hungry. And he like hops down past the chief, who's just kind of like watching him as he passes, and he grabs a couple chunks of the food, looks at the chief. This is how we survive. And he like climbs
You
like
guys
up the
can-
wall.
You guys can take the whole tray if you want.
Yeah, they all start to kind of like pile out as soon as you say that, and you see that there's like maybe 50 of them all at once, just like pile into the hallway. And as they start like scavenging and clearing the plate, you see that the butler, the older man, he's coming up, and he stops and he sees you. Should I call the exterminator?
No,
But,
they're friends.
the pest.
You hear him as he turns down the hall, headed the opposite direction. I thought I was high. And from there, we're going to cut over to Zoe. Zoe, as you emerge from the dark tunnels of Vecna's layered fate, you see that the landscape, it's not much different from where you left it. It all seems pretty dead and drab. The heavy storm cloud that never rains is still looming above you guys. Further down the side of the island, you can see the boat kind of floating there, with Maurice sitting on the side, talking to Howard, who seems to be sitting there kind of like half amused. On the opposite side, kind of like going down the shoreline, you see that there is like a rock over facing the eastern side of the sea, and sitting on top of it, you see that a wave is there. What do you do?
Oh, she's gonna walk up to Wave.
He doesn't really notice you at first, kind of like staring out over the water. You notice that like his demeanor, it almost seems like someone just like lost a fight and they're looking pretty like down about it, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of says it out loud. So it's gonna be you then, huh?
It could have been either of us. But you did your best. Don't let that bring you down.
I thought I always did my best, keeping it real and making sure that I don't change up, stay focused on who I am, and be the best,
I do. But don't let this obstacle be the obstacle you can't jump over or pass. Just keep being you, and I'm pretty sure you'll find your destiny.
Yeah, I know I got something else out there brewing for me, but I thought this was it. But it's you now, so it is what it is.
Remember, there's always other doors. Let's go ahead and head back.
He like kind of looks at you. He seems kind of annoyed by you saying that. But his attention kind of like drifts off towards the boat, and he seems to kind of like pin in on Maurice before he just looks off again.
She's just gonna let out a faint sigh and just walk away.
What do you do from there?
Oh, on this island, is it the most like empty in a way?
I mean, I described it as like things don't really grow very well here. The sand is like a black color.
Um, she's gonna kneel down and place her hand on the sand and just like feel around, see if she can actually make some plants actually grow.
You're using a spell, right?
Like,
Yeah, plant growth.
I mean, does it say anything that would be able to stop it? Like, do you need like rich soil or anything like that?
it actually enriches the soil.
I mean, it's mostly sand, so I would say like if there's soil, it's probably like buried pretty deep, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, anything that you're doing takes a moment at first, but eventually you do start to see the buds kind of growing out of the ground. I'm gonna eat this. I haven't had one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is sponsored by Snickers peanut butter.
Oh my god.
Real good.
Just
Oh.
grabs a handful of the sand.
Really?
Taste the sand. It's salt.
The spice.
Oh my god.
Motherfuckers eating dirt.
Hi.
Oh yes, this dirt tastes like dirt.
So yeah, it does start to grow. Wave does like notice this, and he looks back at you as you're doing this, and he says, "What did he show you?"
She's gonna stay silent a bit and listen to what her soul says, basically. Like, does it feel like she shouldn't speak of it at all?
Not necessarily, and you yourself haven't reached a position of omnipotence, right? It's not like you're
Mhm.
like any different, you know. So like, yeah, you're free to speak and converse. You obviously both have had some sort of experience.
I guess you could say I saw a fight with Vecna, but way before my time. But I saw all of us. Well, me, Fenrir, you, Eddard. But Lafaye wasn't there. And I found it odd.
No, I didn't see none of that.
What did you see?
I just saw myself back at home before I started following my my dreams and my visions, and ended up here. See, it could have been me, but I made one big mistake that I think you didn't.
And what could have that been?
I left my friends behind. My mistake was thinking I could do it all on my own.
She glanced up at him a bit. You know loneliness is your own enemy, right?
Yeah. End of the day, most places I've gone to, I can't help but set a trend, draw attention, make friends. But every time I make those friends, I Let's just say they all stay behind. Never felt like I actually needed anybody, you know?
I know that feeling. I used to.
Ain't you afraid to lose everybody? Like the thing we do, they ain't easy and they don't always end the way we want them to.
I'm always afraid of losing anyone. I don't like seeing death, actually. But that's just the way of life. We're meant to live and to die. And just be reborn. Or we go back into the dirt and restart a new life of just the earth.
We should probably start headed back home.
We should, and remember, you always have me on your side.
Yeah, you right. I guess I can tell people I do got a goddess for a friend, right?
If that's what makes you happy, that's fine.
Do you mind I streaming it sometime?
Sure, why not?
Probably not right now. The lighting's too shitty, you know. It won't get really good, and people back home, you know, they gotta see you with a clear light, you know. I want to make you look good. At least I can do that, you know.
That's perfectly fine. Let's head back.
And like the two of you, like kind of like descending the side of this cliff, headed back down towards the boat. And as you get close, you can overhear Maurice just saying, "And then when we have the numbers, we'll be the greatest crew the world has ever seen." And Howard's just like, "Wow, that's impressive. Can we get the fuck out of here now? It's dark and dreary. It's wet and damp. Like, this guy's got stories for days, let me tell you. They're great stories. I know they are. Because they're going to happen." Wave! He, like, hops off the boat and, like, runs over and hugs his buddy. "What's good, man? You..." Like, Waves is kind of like, you know, just... "Hey, what's up, man? It's all good. It's all good. Let's go back to the boat. Because we got so many other things to look forward to, right? Not just this weird little island." And like they both like hop up on the side of the boat. Howard's like looking at you. "Jeez, you two were gone for hours. What the hell was that?"
Life experience. She's gonna walk past him.
A life experience. Wow, life experience. This is great. You know, that's really what I wanted to hear after what 3-4 hours, says Maurice. It must have been really worth it. Go ahead and make a perception check as the group starts to kind of push the boat off.
I rolled an 8. Wait. Can I use my inspiration?
Yeah, you can use your inspiration. You know what? Actually, don't use your inspiration. Go ahead and just roll as if you had advantage. There's a sense of luck in the air.
I got... What?
What did you get? You got a nat 20?
Yeah.
So,
There's luck in the air.
as they begin to push the boat off, Maurice is like, "So where are we going?" And Wave is just like, "I think we're just going to head back to Sweetwater." "Wait, no. Why are we going back all the way over there?" And as they're kind of like bickering amongst themselves, you do notice that Vecna is like standing on the top of the hill. The floral still kind of growing around him. He's kind of like watching it grow, and As the boat kind of like drifts away from the island, the rest of the group is taking notice, and Howard's just like, "Wow, so pretty. We're gonna do all the islands now, right? We're gonna just go and find the island of cannibals, make sure they have enough to eat, make peace, teach them about trade. It is gonna be great. That's what we're doing, right? Exploring the fucking world." And he like goes off downstairs, and Maurice is just like, he's really a nice guy. You just gotta crack his shell a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that he is a ray of sunshine.
But Vecna is like standing there, and he like kind of stands upright, and he holds a hand up, kind of like waving in your direction. Well, his only hand that's left.
But she's just gonna smile at the notion and bow her head.
Maurice doesn't seem to notice him, but Wave is there, and he's still kind of looking off at him, and there seems to kind of like be this like bitter sweetness to him that he's just kind of like smiles, and it is what it is, right? He like takes out his eye, and he like hovers it in front of him, and he sits down. It starts up. Maurice is up at the wheel. So we're headed back to Sweetwater? He's talking to you.
Yeah, we're headed back. I've been gone for a little too long than I was planning to.
Huh? What? Oh. So while the boat is kind of drifting off, the cloudy day is still looming over you guys. The boat kind of drifting further away and out of sight of the island. The crew kind of like settling in. You can hear Wave like talking to like the floating eye. Yo, what it is, what it ain't, what it could be. I got another message for y'all peoples back home. Just letting you know that I might be coming through soon, and I got a couple of things to say to y'all. I love y'all, and I miss y'all. And I hope you're here watching right now, and every other day I've been here. You're always on my mind, yo. And like he's just kind of going off and, you know, kind of ranting. But Maurice like hops down. He's just like, and I'm gonna be there too. And like they're kind of like just laughing and having a good time, you know, with this little eyeball thing. You can hear Howard down below just, you know, sleeping. So if you're kind of like, you know, maybe taking your spot on the boat, settling in, you know, just relaxing, you're just kind of staring out ahead, right?
Yeah.
The heavy clouds, you know, looming over the ocean. You can hear the small waves and the crashes here and there. You start to notice that there's like a silhouette of what looks like a ship not too far away, and it's slowly sailing into the eastern direction. Your boat is kind of like turning, like sailing toward it, but kind of turning off back in the western direction, right?
Mhm.
You're the only one who's noticed this so far, well, with your amazing perception, right? You notice that it's not just one ship. There seems to be multiple ships sailing alongside each other in the same direction.
She's gonna keep her eyes on that until they're a little bit away from it.
Yeah, it's takes a little time, but eventually they do fade off and disappear as your ship pulls away further and further away. And from there, the rest of that afternoon is pretty quiet. From there, we go over to Edard.
Yo.
Gotta get some information here before we continue. So, you guys had continued on. The cloud passing over you guys completely. Maybe a few of the lingering effects, and you guys feel like extremely hungry. But Sidar has insisted that you guys continue on, as she has a feeling that you're not too far away from Toothraw.
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah. We went with Toothraw.
I'm guessing Johnny just like bailed on us.
Nope, Johnny is still there with you, and in the time that he's kind of been with you guys, he's just been kind of like quiet, chilling, bringing up like old times here and there. The orc Berg is like kind of walking a few feet away from you guys, just unsure what to do, and he like kind of leans in. So if I just take off the other way, I'm good. You guys aren't gonna like come after me or nothing, right?
Do I have a reason to come after you?
I'm not interested in whatever it is you guys are interested in doing right now. I just want to find my way back home.
Yeah, you can keep going where it is you're going, or you can follow whichever one.
He like stops walking with you guys, and
Right there. It's kind of like
he's just like,
watch them and then start walking towards Sidar to figure out where they're going.
he's like slowly backing away and just turns around and just books it. Sidar like snaps her attention back, pulls her sword. Orc, where are you going? And she starts to like
Just
go
let
toward
him
him.
go.
How do you know he's not going to give away our position? Give
He's
away
not going
Toothraw
to.
and myself.
Not going to. Just kind of putting his arm in the way, just kind of guiding her back in the direction she was going.
She lifts her
Just
sword.
go back this way.
Like with the tip of the sword, she puts it under your wrist and like pushes it away. Watch your hands. She's
I
her
wasn't
sword.
going to touch you.
Toothraw isn't far. Once I have them, we go from there. The Archimedonian that you guys were like pulling around,
Yeah.
they're still like bound, and Sidar like
They ran
grabs-
away.
They did run away, right?
Yeah, they ran away to
Oh,
the
okay.
caves.
Then we're done with that because they're gone.
For all we know, they might run into the orc. Who knows?
Maybe. But Johnny is still there with you guys, and he's just like, again, sorry, Edward, I didn't mean to show up at such an awkward time.
Yeah, it's a terrible time everywhere to be doing something like this right now.
Yeah, I just figured I'd come and talk to you before things got a little too bad, a little too crazy, I should say.
Does it look like I'm just talking to myself?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I just look insane. Okay.
But she's kind of like further ahead of you, not like fully paying attention to you. She seems like very distracted with what she's doing.
I'm also just kind of like he's just chewing on a piece of jerky. Like,
Yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. I just eat when I like to eat.
oh, lucky you.
Yeah. He reaches into his bag and he pulls out golden ass.
That,
Finally, some delicious fucking food.
Huh?
that's the fruit that he made of.
Yeah. I forget what the acronym was for, which makes this even funnier.
Oh, ass. I'll take a bite of the ass.
Well, don't eat it now. Just eat it like when you actually need it.
Oh,
Here, have some regular ass.
Pulls down his pants. Organic.
So what are we doing out here, Eddard?
following Princess. What's her face? Find a dragon to get my sister back from captivity at the Western Shore, and then hopefully continue back to whatever the fuck is that I was doing. What was it again? And I'm just trying to remember because how high he is at the moment.
They weren't you coming out here to like help your pets or something?
Yeah, we got that.
Oh,
Queenie. I'm just gonna try to whistle for Queenie.
She's like
Since
flown up ahead.
We're outside now.
Yeah, she's like flown around up ahead, like just kind of doing her own thing.
Okay, because I remember we just left her at like that cave entrance.
Yeah, she's since like kind of made her way around and come back to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can tell you this, Heather. Whatever's going on over there, it's paling in comparison to what's about to come. You see, I was actually given a command to kind of go back up to, the God's Hall. They're actually calling all the gods together.
I figured as much.
I just don't know when I'll be able to see you guys again.
Also, we're still following Sidar.
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be able to see you guys again. Kind of wish Lafaye was around, but I couldn't find Lafaye.
She took off somewhere east or west. I can't remember.
Oh, west.
West. To try to clear her name of some murder charges.
Murder charges?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that one.
That's new to me too. Kind of like looking around. Do I get any sign of this creature being anywhere?
What, the dragon?
Yeah, the night fury thing.
The closer you guys get to the
Because like I'm listening to the dragon at the same time, just trying to keep on.
The closer you guys are getting toward the heart of this forest, the more prominent this presence is becoming. You can definitely have a sense that there's like a predator, like a large predator nearby. But Johnny continues on, and he's just like, I just don't know when I'll be able to see you guys again, so I figured I'd, stop by, say hi, and yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you guys all messed up. Hopefully the rest of the continent's okay.
You did this everywhere?
It's just a moving cloud. It'll pass. Haven't figured out how to make it follow me around. Then it'll be a lot of fun. Again, I'm sorry, Eddard.
That's fine. Just rubbing his eyes. Do they have any news for us about when it might come?
News for you? Not anything directly that I'm allowed to say. What I can say... Well... Whatever Arzon's doing, it's starting to kind of create like an imbalance between people, like between the gods themselves. There's like lines being drawn about what to do and how it should be done versus what the overall good of the world might be. Paylor just seems to think the good will outweigh all the bad. Sometimes I just feel like he's just talking. Wishful thinking kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I just kind of feel like the gods are just people like us. Got all their own problems and stuff.
If they're off bickering amongst each other, what chance do we even have then?
Well, I can tell you that the little bit I know about your sister and this Ecclesiastes fella, they're doing kind of what you guys did, unifying some people, like as we did one time, making them see that there are people worth following, people worth listening to, and making a good name for themselves. And honestly, had you never even come across her, referring to Sidar, I have a feeling that she would have figured it out on her own. She might not seem it, but she's real smart. And like at that, you hear Sidar just, I think they're in this direction. Come! She like diffs off into the forest. I mean, She's enthusiastic, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's one word to say.
Hey, Edward, before I let you go, I miss you guys. Maybe when things aren't so tense and hopefully it doesn't come down to a big fight or nothing crazy. Maybe we can all get together again and have a big feast like we used to. It'd be nice to try to get back to normal.
I'd like that. But one thing's for sure. Normal? I don't think it's going to be like that ever again.
What even is normal, I guess. As normal as can be. Thinking I'm going to go visit my brother next. Say hi to him. Love you, Edward. Like he reaches up with his little arms.
I'll do the thing that Johnny seemed to always hate, but I always thought was respectable. Get down on one knee and, give him a hug.
I always hated that. Just hug your ankles or something.
No, I gotta get down to your level, otherwise, it's a little more disrespectful.
See you, Edward. He like turns off, and as he turns, he just fades off. Are you coming or not?
I'm coming. Fucking bitch. I'll start going toward the direction that I last saw her in. Am I picking up anything on like a scent or anything like that?
Yeah, you're definitely catching the scent of like a dead animal. And as you guys come out into the clearing, you see that a bunch of trees had been knocked over in this area, kind of creating a huge clearing. And there's like what looks like deer carcasses, almost like a small herd of them had just been like grabbed and just dropped off here. Sidar kind of like runs over and is just looking around, looking up at the skies. Tuthra! I am here! Come to me, my friend!
How big did you say this thing was again?
You hear like a... And behind you, you hear Queenie kind of like land behind the trees and like run off on foot. And from the west, you see that a bunch of the trees begin to kind of shift and move. And Sidar like standing there on top of the carcasses. Come on, my friend. Come on.
I'm kind of just drawing my sword and shield just in case.
The crunching gets louder as you see this large black shadow growing larger and larger within the woods. Trees kind of being knocked left and right as it makes its way through. And these large blue eyes blink and raise its head. It's got many little spines going up like from the nose all the way up to the top of its crown and down its back. It like stands there pushing through the trees, elongating its wings, and it just goes starts pounding around like a dog in the clearing, knocking trees over, pushing boulders aside, and Sidar's just like, who's my good boy? Who's my good boy? And the thing like rolls itself onto its back. And she just starts, yes, yes. Tuthra. She starts crawling up on top of its belly.
This is your Night Fury?
It like turns its head.
Now I'm seeing it. Like, how big am I estimating here?
Probably close to around 40 feet.
Long or tall?
Mm-hmm. Its tail, like those little spines that are going along its back, they go all the way down to the tip of its tail, and at the base of the tail, you see where like there's that split, kind of like an extra wing, and it kind of lifts up, and you notice that he's been clad in like little pieces of armor, like light armor and leathers, and there's like weapons and knives and spears put onto the side for her to like grab from her seating position, her saddle. But you notice that like the tail, it has what looks like two axes fabricated along its scales, and it like raises the tail, and it seems to kind of like be raising it up to like smack you with it. And Siddhar's just like, "It is fine. He is a friend. He is Aurelia's brother." And Toothraw just lowers his head towards you, big blue eye just staring at you. You feel like this, like, not necessarily fear, but like this tension as this large creature looms close to you.
Hey, Toothraw?
Turns his attention, sniffs you over. Runs its tongue along the front of your chest plate and across your face. Who's a good boy? She starts scratching his stomach again. This massive creature starts to turn. She like hops off, and it stands and stretches itself out.
I'll kind of turn back, just kind of whistle toward Queenie. He's like, "It's okay."
She does not come out.
Is she still there? Or...
Nope. She's like out of sight right now. You can't tell where you're like you can probably sense her, like, you know, smell her from the distance. She's definitely out there, but she's not coming out of where she's hiding right now.
Alright, so it looks like in the process of finding your friend, my friend took off. Okay.
Many smaller creatures run from Toothraw. Toothraw is a formidable creature.
I can see that. The giant puppy dragon.
And you notice that, like, when you guys are talking, like you and her, this creature is kind of like seemingly tuned into the conversation, like paying attention and listening to you guys.
Does Toothraw understand common?
Very well. I've taught him since he was a young baby.
Okay. I'll be honest, I don't know how to deal with the situation. I've never been this close to a dragon that hasn't tried to kill me.
You have helped me with my adventure to find my friend. I cannot ask any more of you. Please.
Sounds like an NPC in a video game.
She like reaches down into like her satchel, like a little pouch bag that's on her side, and she like pulls out a bag.
What's that?
Here's 500 silver for your assistance. This is the currency you use in your land, correct?
It's one of them, but I want my sister back, not coin.
I still need to pay a visit to this blood scream.
Yeah, but again, like, you can't just outright kill him just because.
I have a dragon.
That doesn't make it right here. Because...
One unique to these lands too. They'd be terrified of Toothraw, and Toothraw is just like, like sticking his tongue out, just. You doubt him? He growls. You doubt him?
I don't doubt any dragon is scary to anyone.
He could topple any castle. Just look at him. What do you suggest we do then?
Well, first off, I need to get Queenie back, and you're going to release my sister along with any of her soldiers that are with her. And then from there, we can figure out what we can do to settle this whole situation with blood scream that you have.
You do not command me. We have worked together, and that is all. We could just turn our differences here, and I'll leave. No harm will come to your sister to begin with.
Yeah, but the whole reason I even helped you was to get my sister, so...
And it'll be done. As for Bloodscream, I need to know where he is so I can exact our revenge for my people.
And that's the other thing, I can't just let you do that.
She, like, steps up in front of you. So what do you suggest we do exactly?
I can take just you over to the capital and negotiate from there
Right now?
after we get my sister.
You're talking about another day's journey back to my encampment.
Would I have been to that Western Beach area?
Nope.
No? Okay. Yeah, but if we're flying,
Exactly. It'll take us about a day to fly there.
what's the closest place to there that Edard's been?
Probably the closest place would be the initiative.
Right, so...
And your ring isn't going to be able to portal the dragon.
No. That's way too big.
Make a persuasion check to convince her not to go to Bloodscream.
Advantage or anything or no?
Yes.
$15?
So she like puts her hands on her hips. Have you guys discussed about like who you are and stuff like that? And, like,
I think I've already mentioned her that I was a Stormbane, yeah. That's how she put together
yeah,
that
put together.
being a really...
I will release your sister. I will take my leave now, head back home, give her release, and then I wish to see you again, so that we might discuss a way to infiltrate Bloodscream in a way that exacts our vengeance and does not cost any more of my people.
I guess it's the closest thing we can come to an agreement here. I'll agree to that. So, would you want me to meet you at your encampment, or we meet back here?
I shall consider this while we rest. Before we leave, I must make sure that Toothraw is well fed. This is not enough food, is it? And Toothraw just kind of sad face, you know, just kind of like looks a little disappointed. We shall hunt for a few more hours, rest then, and then we shall take flight back home. I will give word to your sister that I have seen you, and then we'll figure out how to reconvene from there. Come, Toothraw. And she, like, guides this hulking dragon back in the direction he came as they go to look for game.
Fuck me. Okay.
You can see out in the forest that
Turning back
Queenie, like, pops her head out from behind a tree.
Oh, good to see that you have my back, you know, just from that far away.
Tucks back. Alright. Do we need a break, guys? Do we need a break at all?
I mean, I'm good. I don't know about anybody else.
Alright.
We're good.
Back over to Lafaye. At this point, you guys have crossed through the town of thieves and other merchants. You know, it seems like day and night this place is in like some sort of like busy chaos, whether it's working or drinking or people fighting off in the corners for some reason. This just seems to be a place of revelry. The young girl, Casey, along with a couple of the cats, like kind of walking next to her, are like walking with you in the middle of this town, headed out towards the docks. She's kind of like looking back at you and excuse me. She's like looking back at you every once in a while, but being wary not to stare, so that way she's not drawing attention. You can make a perception check if you'd like here.
$25.
25.
Yes.
So you remember that bully that you saw at the bar?
Yeah. The one that I busted the lip.
Yeah. She's kind of like sitting nearby, like with her gang of people, and she has like a patch over her nose, you know, to kind of like cover the damage you caused her. And she like takes notice of Casey as she's walking by, and she's just like, "Hey, girl!" Stands up
No
and starts to approach her.
attention. Pay no
Casey,
attention.
Casey just does the exact opposite and looks right at her. Oh, hi!
Damn it!
How are you? You coming through the town on your own like that? Maybe you should consider some protection. And the girl's just like,
No.
No, I'm okay. See, I got all the protection I need right here. The hulking orc kind of laughs, and a couple of her guys like kind of like walk around the girl, and they seem to kind of just like, you know, be looking her over, looking at the cats, and the orc continues on. Oh, come on. Girl like you getting around on her own, she must have some compensation for our good deeds, making sure that you get back home safely. And at this, Casey does sound kind of nervous, and she's just like, listen, I'm the last person you want to mess with right now, so maybe you should consider going back over there to your corner, and your nose is still bleeding. And sure enough, like, there's a little bit of blood coming down the lip. They like wipe it off. You talk a lot, you little girl. And what do you do?
She'll just like try like tell her like she'll just like talk to the girl like just walk away. These people are trouble. Dealt with this one. I'm the reason why her nose is like that.
So the orc like kind of like pushes up, gets in the girl's face, and like puts her finger like right on her shoulder and like pushes her back. The other two guys like standing behind her, and the cat's kind of like scared, like take off in different directions. And Casey's like, "No, guys, wait!" Looks back up at the orc. So, how are you gonna pay me for all my loving assistance? Are we gonna have to go back to your home and scatter around your place and figure out how you can compensate us?
Team Lafaye, like kind of like I don't know, like can she like move an object or something like that? Like even though like she's dead, like can she like move it? Like
What are you trying to move? What are you trying to do?
She's trying to hit her so she can get away from the girl's face.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Get it? I mean, she still has the little sword, so she's gonna try to like hit her. 25.
25 does hit. And as you hit them, let's see here. What's your spell modifier or your spell save DC?
Is one second, let me get it.
15.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Where can I find that again? I am so sorry.
So under your spells, on the top of the list, you should see a part that says DC or spell save DC or
Okay.
save
I'm
DC.
so sorry. I found it. I'm so sorry. It's 15.
All right. So as you strike them, they kind of get knocked back, but you feel yourself suddenly get pulled forward, and suddenly you're looking from the perspective of the orc.
Oh no!
The
She like
her two guys like look pretty confused and they're like, "Boss, you okay?"
Yes, I'm okay. I think we should not deal with this little girl. She's not worth it.
Are you sure, boss?
I mean, look at her. Surely we can find someone else to mess with.
They like look at each other and they're just like confused and they look back at you. But boss, you always said pick on the weakest ones. It's the easiest way to make our money.
Well, look at this one. Sure, she's young, but she's very powerful.
Casey puts her hands on her hips. Yes, I am. I control a whole army of cats.
And I have seen it.
And when they destroy you, they'll probably pee on you too, because I told them to.
Yeah, I did get peed once. It was not very... It wasn't satisfying at all. I think we should leave this one.
The two guys just like, all right. I guess we'll start at the bar, and they like head off together and look back at you confused. And the girl looks up at you and around her.
Me.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yes.
Did you
What do I do?
did you just possess somebody?
Do I just say? Do I stay in here?
I don't know. I say you hold on to him for a little bit longer. Maybe punch them a few times. Yeah, hit yourself a little bit.
She's gonna like lick herself on the nose.
You feel pain.
Ugh. Ugh.
Especially since that nose was already damaged.
Yeah.
Feels like
She's gonna like kind of hold it. Yep.
She like steps away from you. So the problem is fixed. You got a body now.
It's
Probably.
not my body.
Yeah, but it's probably much better than the last one. Stronger too. She's big.
What?
I guess you don't need me anymore. She turns around and starts to head back toward her boat.
Wait. No. Please.
Fine. She continues on with you like you're still in that form, right? So
Yeah. She's just gonna stay like that for a bit.
yeah, she leads you off toward the dock, and you know, amongst all the people that are there, you do see like at the very end there is a small rowboat, with a keg bot standing next to it, and it's just kind of like scanning around, looking around, not doing much.
She's gonna point there. Right there.
She like starts to go over there. Hi, and the keg bot like turns his attention to her. You are not who we are waiting for. She looks back at you. What do I do? I don't know what to say to these guys.
Message to Jim and Omen. Surely they must be here, or at least almost here.
Jim and Omen are back on the vessel. Why should they give you any of their valuable attention?
Because I know what happened to Lafaye.
Lafaye does not. Wait. It does compute. Lafaye, formerly announced deceased.
Yes, and I am a witness. Surely they must know what happened to her.
I will relay the message. Please stand by.
Thank you.
Bad reception. Hold on. And while this kegbot continues to like do its thing, Casey looks up at you, and you see a couple of the cats returning, and she's just like, "Traitors." Meow, meow. And the kegbot finally responds. Jim and Omen will see you on the vessel. Please board the boat.
Thank you. She'll like look down at her. Would you like to come on board?
Well, I've already come this
These people
far.
are very nice.
I've come this far, and she like hops in, helps the cats down. As she's doing this, the kegbot's just like, I am allergic to cats.
Very sorry.
Haha, haha, fooled you, fooled you. Starts pushing the boat away. I am a kegbot. I do not have allergies. And starts to row the boat back towards the ship. And as they're going, Casey's just kind of like, you really are kind of gullible, you know that?
You don't say.
Oh, no way. This rowboat has had fudge?
Yeah. Make yourself at home.
She looks at you. I was kidding. You see? You fell for that too. Why would there be hot fudge on this rowboat? And the kegbot continues.
Is there any hot fudge?
No!
No!
The kegbot is
That'd
just
be
kind
funny.
of rowing the boat, and the kegbot and the girl are just like, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha. The platform on the side of the ship begins to be lowered as you guys are approaching. And you see Jim at the top, like, looking down. Go ahead.
At least I'm not gullible to know that robots don't have souls.
They both look at each other, and then back at you. Didn't even use the word gullible correctly. And he pulls the boat up to the side of the platform, and Jim's at the top, and he's just like, "Hey, who's that? Who are you?"
I am the one who has a message. I'm the one who saw everything. And this is my companion.
Oh, I got. There's some in the thing, but in the purifier.
What?
He's just trying to get water. Okay, repeat what you said last. I'm sorry.
So she says I'm the one that would like ask for you. I saw the whole thing, and she like looks at the girl, and she's like, she's with me. Like she's with me.
So you're both witnesses? Take some.
Well.
Take. No.
She has met Lafaye, but she did leave. I, on the other hand, did see what happened.
Make a persuasion check. And do it with advantage as well.
Oh crap! Hang on, I rolled the wrong one. Jeez. I put perception instead of persuasion.
Just say, hey,
25.
Hey,
Or
I'll do it later. Just let me do it. Trust me. Yes.
huh?
Not you. Don't worry. Sorry. I should.
I got 24.
24? Okay. Jim's just like, you're probably the best lead we're going to get for a little while. So, yeah, let him up. Come on. And the platform starts to ascend, and you notice Casey's like all giddy. This is so cool.
It
Oh,
is very cool.
yeah, I've never been on a, like, what is this, a warship? Is this a warship? Oh my god. And like the
She's gonna kind
platform
of like chuckle a bit.
raises all the way up to the top, and Jim is there with a couple of his kegbots to greet you, and he's just like, here, follow me, we're gonna go into the office. Omen's waiting for both of us.
Yes.
Cat girl,
She's gonna look at
you're gonna have to, oh god, why do you have so many cats? And he runs away from her almost, so she's just kind of standing on the deck, and she looks at you. So do I just like wait out here?
Do you want to explore?
Am I allowed?
You can look around.
The kegbots next to her are like, no, you are not allowed to explore. You are a foreign person. We do not know who you are.
Oh, she's one of the greatest, the best pirates there is.
The kegbots all
She
stare
knows
at
what
you.
she's doing. She knows what she's doing. I've seen it.
Yeah, the
She won't
kegbots
cause
just
trouble.
the kegbots just kind of like dismiss you and just stay there like watching over Casey. You do notice that your kegbot friend is off near the bow of the ship and seems to kind of be like sulking.
She's gonna. Hey. Call over to him.
He looks at you, confused, just goes back to crying. Jim from behind you is just like, hey, come on, let's go.
Yep.
You're
Gonna follow.
Yeah, you're led into Omen's office, which again is like this heavily decorated place with a bunch of antiques and other artifacts and such along the walls and books. Omen's like sitting at his table, and there's a box nearby which looks like a coffin almost. You get the impression that that's where your body is. And Jim closes the door behind you guys, and Omen says, please have a seat.
Yes.
You have a seat, across from him, and Jim like kind of leans against the wall nearby, and they both look kind of like like they're having like a rough time right now, trying to figure things out. And Omen looks at you and he says, "All right, so what do you know?"
You might think I'm crazy.
I've seen a lot of crazy things in my life, so nothing surprises me anymore.
Maybe this will. So, you remember the gazebo?
Yes.
And we were fighting these, what seems to be guards, and you were in very, very danger, and I came and I saved you, and then all of a sudden, I disappeared, and then now you saw my body. Yeah.
Make a persuasion check here.
She's like, oh gosh, like this is weird. 23.
It's all pretty accurate, actually. So wait,
Listen,
why was Lafaye here in the first place?
She was in the dungeon initiative, and they went to court trials with Godfrey, and Lafaye has done some crimes, such as going on a bounty hunt, and she killed innocent people. So now she is with you two to prove that she is innocent.
Jim and Omen almost at the same time. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate. That's exactly what we were here to do. How do we know that you weren't just some sort of infiltrator, though? Inside of Lafaye's mind?
No. Yes, I know. Crazy. I was in the battle between Dorian Gray.
Omen, like, holds up a hand.
Yeah.
So, what you're telling me is, we have your body here. Your soul got stuck? Am I getting this right?
Yes, it got stuck on the other side, and I don't know how to get back to my body, and I punched this body that I'm in right now because she was messing with the little girl, and I accidentally went in.
Accidental possession. Classic, says Jim. Jim's been there multiple times before. I hate when people get inside of my body in ways that I do not like. Like, why are you in there in the first place? My body, my choice. Get out of here. And he kind of like goes off on a tangent. Omen has to like stop him. He's like, so hold on. So, if this is Lafaye, did you bother going back to try to like get yourself out?
I came across this person who has the same identity as me, and I tried escaping. I came out that cave back there where the gazebo's at. I know this sounds very crazy.
Nope. It
would
actually
say
all
so.
sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Right, Jim? And Jim's just like, yep. Classic. I'll go get my gear. And like he takes off and leaves the office, and Omen stands up and he just looks absolutely annoyed. Oh, I really wish I didn't have to do this. And like turns his back to you. So,
No, she's just basically like asking, like, is everything okay?
well, we're probably gonna have to go in there and find a way to rescue your soul, release it back to your body, so that way you can have that back, and then whatever evil is in there, we're probably gonna have to cast it out, capture it, and bring that as proof.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty easy. Let's go. And he opens a cabinet, and you see that inside there's like 3 identical moles, and he's just like sitting there staring at them, thinking, Make a perception check. Yeah, this is the one.
24.
So with the 24, you're like seeing Omen basically like get ready, grabbing gear, and he's putting stuff on his side, and even making like a little bag of equipment that he throws on his back. And while he's getting this stuff ready, you look out on the deck and you notice that Casey is gone.
Crap. Excuse me for one moment. She says, excuse me for one moment, and then she'll like kind of like run out to look for her.
Yeah, when you get out there, you don't see the cats and you don't see her. The kegbots that were there with her, they seem to be like scattered around and looking, but they can't. They seem to be looking for her, but with no success.
What happened?
She is a sneaky one. She is a sneaky one. She got away from us.
Well, is there? I don't know. Does she say anything? That maybe it could be a clue.
She did not say much. She just said, "This is awesome," and went to explore.
Search harder.
Jim reappears before you, and he's like in these like brand new robes, but instead of being big and billowy, like with a cape on the back as well, he's just wearing like this pair of like very slim robes with leathers going along the waist, like a belt. And you notice that he's got multiple wands there as well. And he's looking at you, and he's just like, "Jim hasn't busted out the battle outfit in a little while. Time to stretch my legs and get these two wands. Have a magical day, motherfuckers." Omen, you ready? And Omen like kind of walks out. He's got his maul on his back, and he's just like, "Let's do it, acquisitions." And he like goes over to like the platform, and he says, "You coming, Lafaye?"
Yeah. She has like weapons on her, right? Like from the body that she took over.
From the body that she took over, she has a short sword attached to her with basic stats.
Okay.
And there is a coin sack full of 10 gold, 3 silver, and 1 copper.
Okay. Cool.
Other than that, this person, this body that you're inhabiting, might just be broke.
Gotcha.
So, with Jim and Omen at your side, you're kind of starting to leave, and the platform begins to descend, and you do not see Casey whatsoever. The only thing that you see as you lose sight of the top deck of the boat is this one cat kind of pop its head out, look at you, and go, "Meow." And then we cut from there. Hugh,
That's my name.
your day on duty has been rather uneventful.
Oh, that's good.
You have missed everything I have tried to show you.
That is good. That means less work for me to do.
Yeah, yes it is. So you're out on the grounds. You've kind of like passed a couple of the other guards here and there, and most of them don't seem interested in getting to know you. Others kind of telling you that's the way it is at first with new guys. Eventually, you'll find something to talk about, and you guys will become friends. Maybe you'll play dice, or the one group likes to get together. And this one guard, he's just like, they like to get together at a tavern outside of the castle grounds.
Yeah.
They do this thing called role playing. It's stupid.
Oh. That sounds pretty stupid.
Yeah, like your guards, you're supposed to be out, doing something a little more serious with your life.
Tabletop games.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
didn't know we had a bunch of LARPers around. That's kind of cringe, bro.
God, LARPers are the worst. And so before you know it, Ronald is there, like, kind of walking up to you guys, and he's just like, "I assume your first day on guard duty was pretty good?"
Yeah, it was uneventful, which was good.
I know it's only been a couple hours. You got about another hour left before you end your shift here, but it's going to end a little earlier. Godfrey wants you.
Oh, what fun. Any reason why? Did he say anything?
As you guys are kind of walking back toward the castle, he responds and says, "Not exactly. He's got a room he likes to go to here in the castle. Quiet place close to his quarters. The king is somewhat of an artist, and he leads you in through the main hall doors and through the great hall itself, where there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity currently. There's a couple of people like from the castle grounds that that work there, enjoying a like a midday meal, or just kind of snacking on some things and conversing with each other. You do notice that Jade is there on the main platform, with Ella
Oh,
next
yeah?
to her, and Ella seems to kind of be like frustrated, like annoyed with where she's at, pouring
Yeah.
this young princess a glass of wine as she's kind of like continuing on ranting to her specifically. Um, you guys are passing by this as Ronald is leading you through the castle. You guys arrive at the double doors just behind the throne, and Ella looks up at you, and she just looks absolutely miserable right now. And she mouths the words, "Save me."
I'm going to proceed to, fuck, I don't even know. First, I guess I'll go talk to Godfrey and get him to tell her that I need something done in my room, some cleaning or some bullshit to kind of get her away from there. Some menial task that I need done right away.
Yeah. Ronald like leads you up to the doors, and he opens them, and on the other side you see that there's like a very well adorned room.
Yeah.
A very large bed at the center of this whole place, and very regal looking. Colorful designs and such. But behind it, you see that there's another door that's kind of like slightly open, and through it, you
Mhm.
can kind of see Godfrey standing there wearing like an all white outfit, and you can see like splatters of paint all over it. And he's like kind of looking around the room, and Ronald kind of leads you up, and he like leans his head in that direction and says, "Go on." He requests to see
Oh,
you himself, so I'll be just outside the
alright.
doors.
Okay.
So, as you go through, Godfrey notices you, and he's just like, "Hugh, how was your first day?"
It, pretty easy. Seems like it. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
I know it's busy work at first, and it'll probably be like that for a little while. But before you know it, you might even be in Ronald's position, or maybe following along him closely.
Hmm.
Become one of my next close guards.
That'll be a sight to see. That's for sure.
I thought maybe you'd like to do something a little more relaxing. Do you like
Such
to paint?
as, I've never really been too much of a painter, but let me rephrase that. I haven't been a very good painter.
He goes over and he grabs his very large canvas and like props it against the wall, and he goes, "Neither have I." And he grabs like a whole thing and he just like splatters it on.
Very abstract, kind of.
I just go with whatever I'm feeling. Some days I'll do something like that, and he points up and it's like a painting of what looks like an older lord sitting there, in the Stormbane colors. And he's just like, even now I can feel my dad's eyes looking down on me like, why am I painting?
I
And
mean,
other days I do things like this, and he like splatters a little bit more, and then starts to like smear that and make some sort of like abstract design. Come on, try it.
I'll stick to coloring in the lines, but I'm okay though. Thank you.
Just figured I'd bring you in, let you know I haven't forgotten about you.
That's good.
We haven't been able to get any word from Salazar, so I do think that our arrangement will probably be your best bet for the time being.
Yes, most likely.
This is what I do whenever I need to get away from everything. It's just kind of brings me some zen,
Yeah.
What do you like to do?
Drink. I'm a raging alcoholic.
I can't say I'm a
And
raging alcoholic, but I do like a good wine.
I'm also very bad at gambling. I should not be doing it.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler myself. I usually lose. Lost a lot of my, my chore money as a kid.
I wouldn't say I lose said money. I make a lot of money when I was gambling.
Oh, so you're saying
But,
it's a bad habit, is what you mean?
yes, I'm
Ah.
not bad at it. It's just I shouldn't be doing it.
Gotcha.
Fen would know. I made a lot of money with him.
What about in the castle itself? Everyone else pretty friendly? Everybody else pretty decent with you?
Some of the older guys trying to pick on me, but I'm not starting fights yet, so I'm letting them live a little bit longer.
I just don't get a lot of visitors, you know, so I figured I'd have you around and try something a little different. But
Not many friends?
if you want to go back out there, it's cool.
No, that's fine. I don't mind chilling here.
Yeah, it is.
Nice little break from working.
Yeah, kind of just gets to you sometimes, you know. Weight of the world on your shoulders, all these people out there looking to you to do the right thing, you know. I like to think I'm doing my best.
I think you are.
What would you want in a leader?
Someone that doesn't allow other people to influence.
You cut out.
Have someone who doesn't allow other people to influence them in their decisions.
Negatively, of course, right?
Yes.
Do you
People that have old values in a new world.
There's nothing wrong with having a couple of new values, right?
No, nothing wrong with that at all. Just being hard-headed and not being able to, well, I think you know who we're talking about.
He like looks at you and he's just like, I feel like you're trying to get at something here.
Yeah, I am.
Come on. Speak plainly.
What I'm trying to say is I don't like your right-hand man. I think he's a bad influence for you in this kingdom. The way he's trying to,
Rose Gold?
no, the other guy.
Blood Scream?
Yeah.
Him and my
Doesn't
family.
doesn't it seem off that the name Blood Scream doesn't sound like a traitorous name to you?
I mean,
I feel it through personal experiences and, you know, uh, elders' wisdom. I don't trust him. I don't think he's good for you. I don't think that he'll be good. And I think he's gonna cause you in this country a lot of havoc.
I appreciate that concern. No, the name's never really made me feel off. If anything, his brother was sometimes overly ambitious. The one concern that Bloodscreen has is ensuring the safety of the public people. I know he's a hard ass. I know he comes off as, if I may speak plainly, an asshole.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one.
But when it comes to these rough times when we need to use force in certain places, he's the one that I'll look to. And as for my hand, Rose Gold, he's never given me a reason to distrust him.
See, that's my misunderstanding. I thought Bloodscream was your right hand man.
No.
That's why I said it.
He's more of our, like a war chief, essentially. He is the guy we send out to let others know when, you know, things aren't working out in negotiations, and we try him one more time and before he starts unleashing his weapons. Master of War, yeah.
Kind of feels like he might be the master of puppets. Might be just a puppeteer. You just wait. Something bad will happen, and you'll be like, damn, he was right.
I definitely have it in my mind.
Yeah. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, I guess this is me just letting you know that I have that in mind, and since you're willing to tell me how you feel, how about this? Before you go and report anything to Ronald, report it to me first.
I think I could do that. Yeah.
And that way, anything that is seemingly incorrect, we can redirect it and get it figured out together. In the
Yeah, I think we
meantime,
should do that.
he like goes over to the canvas and like kicks a hole in it, throws it off to the side.
Wasn't that bad of a fucking painting? Damn.
Nope, it was just stupid. Gets a fresh canvas.
Hmm.
I hate you. So So essentially, you're kind of just spending time here with Godfrey, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and move over from here. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna go over to Fenrir. Fenrir, after dealing with the squirrels, you learn that the young warrior, their name is Sharp.
Okay.
I assume you might have like left them and moved on, right?
Yeah, I was gonna leave them be, just making sure that they understood. Give it some time. They may have a home there.
Excuse me. And from there, where have you gone?
To continue back around and if the effects of the green smoke have worn off.
No. You're still kind of
No?
looming overhead.
Then probably just wandering down the hall.
Is it safe to say that Fenn's probably like gonna take a rest at this point?
Yeah, he's getting there.
Okay. Since we're kind of getting close to 12 p.m., I might just go ahead and speed this along and wrap it up, if that's cool with you guys.
That's fine with me.
Let's see. So, Edward. You and Sidar now have like kind of like, it's not exactly like late afternoon. I would say it's like anywhere between like 5 to like 6 right now. The sun is kind of starting to hit that golden hour, you know. And Sidar had come back with her dragon, and they're now like she's cooking part of the game.
I would say like it's just as they're showing up. Like I finally got Queenie out of the woods, but as soon as Tooth Frog comes back, she just runs back.
Yeah. she takes off back into the forest.
No.
Sidar's just like having trouble with your pet.
No. It's like you said, completely normal. Smaller things run away from Tooth Raw. Staring at Tooth Raw.
Tooth Raw yawns like this.
Yeah.
Stretches out and like lays down, continues to eat like the game, and she sits down like with a big chunk of it and starts to skin it and like start up a fire. We might as well get comfortable, shan't we?
Guess so. Need help with the fire?
No, I got this.
Okay.
She sits back. A little time passes, quiet between you guys. Flame flickering. The dragon like eating up its meal and then laying its head down. She's like
So-
admiring her dragon.
So, Archimedonia, huh?
Hopefully we can.
It's a beautiful land. You should come see it sometime.
Maybe. The last thing I heard of it's whoever's been coming back from it loses their memories, so
That's Bloodscream's doing, probably. We will know the truth of it soon.
you seem very sure that Bloodstream is a big problem.
You seem to be eager to defend him. If you'd known the things that he caused by coming to our lands, you'd understand.
I have a general idea, considering the 300-year history between my family and theirs.
Why
Let's just say
did
it was a very bloody start to a long friendship.
you mean you've had him as an adversary before?
That was when the old world first arrived here 300 years ago.
So when Bloodscream came to our lands and began to colonize, were you friends then?
How long ago?
This is now like close to 10 years ago now, since they like found Archimedonia and like started establishing themselves there.
From what I remember, it was kind of like shifting a little bit, right? Like whatever was going on between Stormbanes and Bloodscreams, like it was just I can't remember exactly what was going on during that time.
I mean, around that time, it was just Bloodscream wanted to like
Then
find.
he kind of just decided, oh, I'm gonna go to this place. Deuces.
He wanted
He
to.
just took
wanted.
off.
He wanted to explore other lands because like his legacy was in discovery, like finding other places to inhabit and stuff like that,
Right.
and then establishing a connection between the kingdoms. So eventually, he wanted it to like Terra Promessa and the old world to connect with the rest of the world, do this like united trade. But that didn't go right once he got there.
I'll sort of explain that.
Okay. Yeah, she
As far as I can tell, no one's heard from him since he left.
But there is a Bloodscream here, is there not?
Yes, but again, there's a lot going on right now, and I'd much rather prefer it if we just don't kill each other right now when there's other threats looming.
Your sister pushes for the same things, you know. The two of you. You have good hearts with good intentions. You have swayed me to stay my hand, Eddard, Stormbane. Instead, I will take your advice, stay my hand, and wait. Hopefully, you don't prove this to be a mistake.
So the fighting will end.
For now, you and your silky words have moved me to be in a peaceful state.
Yeah, my what?
Your words.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I don't know what I heard.
I don't know what you heard either.
I thought I heard sulky words. I was like, wait, what?
Happens.
Just keep going.
She like leans back on her dragon, who's like now kind of like laid his head down comfortably. You see like a smile kind of come across his face as he realizes that his friend is back with him.
Look around Queen's direction.
Nowhere in sight. I wonder if we should leave now or later. The cover of night would probably do well for my dragon. Enjoy a good meal now, our companionship together. Is this going to be your leave, or will you travel with me?
I would at least like to see Aurelia since it's been a while.
It is settled. You shall travel with me then.
Though I'm not sure about how Queenie's gonna be following.
I cannot help you there. She is a wild animal. Only you understand her. Your connection may be as unique as mine to Toothraw. Toothraw will now rest for a couple of hours, and in the cover of night we shall leave together. In the meantime, to alleviate boredom, shall we mate?
I'm sorry, what?
And we cut from there. We go over to Zoe. The boat still drifting in the water. You start to notice that there's like this clearing coming up, right?
Yeah.
The sun kind of shining through the clouds, and you can kind of see like, so you know, it's the like night is approaching, and you're just catching the last glimpses of sunlight, right? And Maurice and Wave are like, you know, back at the wheel, looking around, having a good time, joking with each other. And up ahead, you see that there is a large cloud drifting over the sea.
Oh god. Oh god.
It's
She's
like
gonna-
it's like you have a small gap before you get enveloped in this new cloud.
She's just gonna stare at that cloud.
Sweet liberty. No.
Howard from below comes up. We home yet? Opens his eyes. Nope. Still in the ocean. Fuck me. I thought if I slept long enough we'd be back home. I guess we have a lot of time ahead of us, don't we, huh?
Yeah, we do.
So all that just to go to some dead island? Seems like a waste of time to me. What we got going on up there? The cloud starts to kind of get closer and closer to you guys, and it seems to start to envelop over the ship, right? Maurice and Wave kind of like smelling it. Maurice is just like, "You smell that?" And Wave is just like, "I do." Ooh, somebody got that skunk out here. There's gotta be a whole ship out here smoking at the same time. And like both of them are looking around to see like the source of this mystical like cloud. Howard is just like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm going downstairs. And he starts to kind of descend down. But he stops as the ship kind of like rocks a little bit. And you guys start to feel like the waves kind of picking up. And Maurice starts to
Oh no.
whoa, whoa, big waves. And Wave like looks off and he just looks dismayed. Yeah, about that. And sure enough, you see like this wave kind of building up from the right side of the ship, kind of closing in towards you guys. Hey, Zoe, you got anything that can like move the boat a little faster? And like he's turning the wheel Ah shit, ah shit, ah shit.
Do I even have that?
Is this spell you have access to?
It's really? 1 second. No, wait. Do I really? You know what? I don't need this right now because we've already filled that up. Thankfully, I haven't done this since the rest. Alright, I didn't even know I had that. Cool. Alright, so Zoe's gonna use gust of wind on the boat.
Okay. So you do this. Maurice like jumps up and pulls the sail down to full, and he catches this gust of wind. The boat starts to get pushed ahead, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's holding on as your gust pushes them forward. The wave kind of building up behind you guys. It doesn't become massive to the point where it's going to envelop the boat, but it definitely was big enough to push and maybe even possibly capsize you guys. You've managed to move out of the way of this wave as it crashes down, and you see that like there's a circle in on the ocean, kind of like bubbling and moving and shifting, like something is rising from that spot. Wave and Maurice are just like, oh shit, we gotta get some kind of big ass monster. We gotta move. And you start to feel this presence, this power kind of emanating from the ocean itself, from that specific direction. So, with the boat turned away and quickly trying to avoid this, the water begins to boil up and spill, and then all of a sudden you see a massive creature emerge from the water and start to ascend straight into the sky. The thing might stretch at least like 30 to 40 foot wide, and as it comes out of the water, it seems to reach maybe close to 100 to 100 plus feet out of the water. You realize it's the body of a snake ascending into the heaven. Water begins to crash around you guys as this thing ascends and spills the water off of its scaly skin. You can see many markings and scratches alongside it, like it has sustained damage from many battles of old. Its old, wise eyes look down upon you guys, and you feel it almost stares right at you, Zoe. The cloud that was starting to drift over you guys suddenly disperses as this thing ascends and pushes out its massive body, creating a gust of wind that sends the boat kind of rocking back even further. Down below you can hear Howard like struggling and screaming like, what the fuck is going on down there? Maurice is like hanging off the side of the boat as Wave like goes and helps him and is like staring up at this creature. He even looks shocked and afraid as he witnesses this. It starts to blot out what's remaining of the sun, and then it snakes off further and further away, and it seemingly is headed in the direction that you saw the boats heading. Wave stands there with Maurice next to him, and he goes, "So, we ain't going to talk about that, right? We got anything to say about that? Nope. Nobody.
The only thing that I can say is that Fenrir will not believe me.
That thing was huge. I think it's even bigger than Fenrir. Holy sh! And we're gonna cut over to Hugh.
Yes.
You're enjoying a series of drinks with Godfrey. At one point, Ronald had come through to check, and Godfrey dismissed him for the afternoon, saying that there's no need to guard when you already have someone here working. And when he left, he looked at you and he laughed, and he's just like, sort of working.
Yeah.
I haven't had a good time like this in a little while, so I do apologize if I'm coming off as a little crass.
No, that's alright. Everybody needs to let loose once in a while.
I'm sure you've had plenty of drinks with my brother, right? Does he does he party?
Surprisingly not.
He doesn't
Not,
party.
not really, no. He's kind of the... I wouldn't say he's a hard ass on himself, but I'd say he doesn't let himself out
He's a
too
hard
often.
ass. He's a hard ass. He definitely. You know what? I don't even know why I asked. My brother, he doesn't drink. let alone
And,
let alone. Does he date anyone? Does he have a girlfriend? I've always wondered that.
no, not to my knowledge.
Sorry, I'm like asking you to like divulge things that are probably secret, you know. And
No, I mean, I don't care.
I just don't really get to hang out with my brother these days, and
Well, you wanted me to tell you which hand he wipes his ass with, too? Like, shit.
yeah, I don't need to know
It's
all
his
that.
left hand.
I didn't need to know that.
Well, now you know. Me
Just,
randomly saying random things, hoping that it's right. If not, I just look stupid.
Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. It's getting late, and maybe it's time for both of us to turn in, right?
Yeah, I could definitely have a nice long sleep, a nice warm bed, all by myself.
Well, I can walk you to your room if you'd like.
No, it's all right.
He like
I
stands
think
up
I
and
should manage.
like turns off the lanterns inside of the paint room, and he's just like, "Come on, I'll lead you out of my room."
Oh god, this is his room?
Like it's like this little room for the painting, and then like his main room, like where you had walked through before.
Okay.
And he kind of guides you through, and you start to reach the door, and he's just like, "Hey, it's you. Sorry if I just kind of rambled this afternoon. I guess
No,
I
it's
am
all
just
right.
trying to find a friend."
Well, I'm always here to talk if you need me.
Hey,
I ain't a stranger.
good night.
Good night.
You leave the chambers, the double doors. You know, you close them behind you. You see a couple of the guards standing in the hall. They they regard you, bowing their head, and walking up the like between the tables, you see
Yep.
Jade, and she goes up the small steps of the stage, you know, kind of like going up towards Godfrey's room, and she stops to
Yep.
look at you, and she says, "Are you enjoying yourself?"
I'm just not even gonna answer, and I'm gonna keep walking by her.
Just remember, this is my home too.
Mm-hmm.
And you continue on back towards your room, right?
Yep.
You get into the passage leading up to where your door is, and you see down the passage, like where the hall is, towards the restrooms and the washrooms are.
Yep.
You notice that like the lights are on in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear what sounds like an argument between two people.
Yep.
Followed by like a struggle, and you hear a snapping that echoes through the hall.
Uh-oh. Is it back the way I just came from?
No, it's in the, like, here's like your room. It's like up
Mm-hmm.
north of where your room is. There's like across from there is where the soldiers all stay, and then next to it
Okay.
is the restrooms, essentially.
Okay.
It's come
Then
from that direction.
make my way there with a little bit of haste.
There's a couple of like other guards and soldiers that have come out, and they're like looking down that passage as well, like, you know, like discussing like what's going on. Some of them see you like heading there and like start to follow you, and as you get close to the entrance, you see that Ronald like steps out, and he's still clad in all of his armor, and he stops and he like looks at all of you, and he puts his hands up. Please, you have to understand. I only did what I had to do. Please, just go get some help, and we'll get this figured out. Go get some help. And like some of the soldiers and guards like, you know, take off down the passage, and like the other like the ones who are like dressed in their gear, they push in and like they like push Ronald back, and he goes, "You have to understand. He was wild. I don't even understand it myself." And do you follow the guards into that room, into the restroom?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I do.
let me get the name here. Oh my god, I hate looking at notes.
You love looking at notes. Don't lie to yourself.
So, following the guards into the restroom, you can hear Ronald in the back. Oh, God, I couldn't have done it. No! And you see that laying on the floor, dead, is General Roos, the old man from the top floor.
Oh.
His neck snapped, dead on the ground. And that's where we end tonight's session.
Well, that's a shame.
Oh yeah, that guy.
It's more important than you think.
I'm trying to remember who he was.
Oh, he was that angry old man from the second floor that was like a complete dick to Hugh when he first met him.
Okay.
That's why he doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't care.
Just